We got from Hyperjaws, who says, do you think the next WoW expansion will be announced next BlizzCon? If so, will patch 9.2 be another 5+ month wait? Well, a 5-month wait's actually quite normal. I think it's just about the scope and size of the patch. I think the patch 9.2 will have more lead time. I think that it will be the more Najatar and Mechagon-like patch, and I would not be surprised if it was the final patch of the Shadowlands expansion.
For sure.
I imagine they did plan to have 3 major patches, a 0.1, a 0.2, and a 0.3, each with their own raids, in the same way that, we got, Uldir, Dazara Lore, Eternal Palace, Nyloth, that's what you would want. But then, if they want to start to get back in the schedule they've been operating on since Legion, they don't have time for that many patches, which then just makes me think, hey, if you can't make all of the world content, but you still have a raid and a story, yeah, give us that. No world content, we'd be happy enough. Who knows? So, look, I do think the next WoW expansion... If the next expansion to World of Warcraft is announced February or whenever it's going to be, the BlizzCon line 2022, then I would imagine we are going for a... See, it's a few months behind, but I imagine we would be going for a 2 and a bit year-long patch or expansion cycle, and 9.2 is the final big patch. Maybe they do a 9.2.5 epilogue.
That would make the most sense.
If there is no announcement, then I think we get patch 9.3. Shadowlands is more like a 3-year-long expansion with 3 major... Let's not think about that. Maybe 2.5, whatever, maybe 2.8, sure, whatever. Look, if Shadowlands ends up being like a little bit longer, but there is, a very good 9.2 and a banging 9.3, maybe. That's a good thing. It probably is a very good thing because people did buy Shadowlands, at box price and all of that.
Yeah.
But if so, then I think the next WoW expansion, it'd be very hard to see it being 2022, I'll put it that way.
Definitely.
We got from Froon, who said, do you think Blizz are too proud under the idea they have made one of the longest standing live service games? I feel they've gotten less and less open with the community or the general community. Yep. Yeah. I think you get the feeling of a lot of pride in that they keep on making the same decisions, and, they will continually justify philosophies that players have already said they don't like. To me, it does feel like there's a bit of pride working in, a bit of, well, no, we think this is best. We really do think this is best. Didn't work last time, but this time we really think it's best. Is that pride? Is that just not learning your lesson? Is that, it's essentially the same, but you think it's different, but to players it really doesn't feel different? Hard to say. Sometimes it does feel funny that this is the company that made the Shav Pride and did that entire storyline. But, I do think that there's maybe a bit too much pride, a bit too much ego. I remembered Ghostcrawler doing his tweet about, at Blizzard, the devs are the rock stars, kind of like at Riot, it's the players or whatever he said.
Yeah.
That, of course, didn't stop original Riot developers absolutely acting like, a bunch of rock stars basically... hey, we're famous. We can, abuse whatever, woman in our company we want. We're Riot. But anyway, apparently Riot is cleaned up a bit there.
Yep.
But, Ghostcrawler said that. I was like, wow, dude, that's quite something for you to say because, I'm fairly sure he did say, like, both are valid ways of doing it. And I guess, if you really take that to its furthest, Kojima's a rock star. He's like the auteur way of doing it. And maybe that's more what Ghostcrawler is getting at. But I think, if you're the Rockstar developer, but you're starting to have a lower hit rate, then it doesn't really work being a Rockstar developer. You need to keep on pumping out those albums that the people love.
Yeah,
or else you get into those weird things that even actual rock stars have got, where they're creatively bored of doing the same shit, so they try a new album. I think Linkin Park had a fair bit of that, and then suddenly the Hybrid Theory fans are really angry. So
yeah, I'm literally one of those people.
Interesting.
Literally one of those people. But yeah, that's the funny thing about it. I feel like there's only so many failures you can have before you need to wake up. And I think that's a thing that I'm kind of worried about. Because, it's weird. There's a lot of developers where I'm like, you know what? Maybe your grand vision will come to be, correct. It's just that like we almost like Ian was saying back in BFA, but Azure Armor, but the whole picture, not seeing the whole picture. Maybe there's a world where those values and everything was tuned and just enough changes to that system were made where it was fine.
No, mate, you didn't see the whole picture. Sorry. Azure Gear was shit. We basically saw the full picture in beta. Preach saw the full fucking picture and called it, and it was as he called.
Yeah, so maybe, I mean, I don't know. I can't help but hope that they have a actual plan that makes sense. But
yeah, my tolerance for the same mistakes being made again and again, as people have maybe noticed lately, has went to near zero. Now it's just like, you know, you're not getting me. You're not getting me like with as much of an overt effort to do the whole diplomacy thing, because it clearly fucking got nowhere. And so at this stage, fair. It's like, it's half, you know, hopefully this works, but hey, if I am going to be on the Titanic, well, you know what? Let's enjoy all of the attractions while it's going down and have a mighty good time. You know, what was it? Was it Frank and It's Always Sunny? You know, he's like, blah, 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 whatever. I may as well get weird with it. That's basically how I kind of feel.
Fairly.
Black Cat, who said, love the stream, feel like hanging with a bunch of dudes. After having drinks after our weekly counselling session to treat our shared Stockholm syndrome. See you in the next AA meeting.
Cheers, Black Cat.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I get the feeling it's like, oh man, there's times where, you know, it's so funny. We're all sitting there playing WoW, mostly having fun, and roaring laughing, taking the piss out of the game.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're having fun to the bit that we like. I remember, you know, just the words of Nikki saying, just fly lower.
Just fly lower, yeah.
And back in the Oldham, the Oldham days of 8.3.
Yeah,
that's how it feels to us. You know, that's what it is to us, I guess.
Yeah, for a bit of context there, that was me crying like a baby over how annoyed I was with those worms.
Yeah,
those worms in the sky.
Got you.
So yeah, and I was just every time I like, you know, every time I would auto fly across a zone and then rage because I ran into them, just fly lower. To the point where the debuff icon is now an emote in our server that is called Just Fly Lower.
Yeah.
And it is used less so than usual, but I suppose that very soon it'll be used again against me every time I complain. So, yeah. Yeah,
and that's great because we now have emotes of you.
Yeah.
And you know, soon we will be able to farm and harvest more emotions from you and create funny little images from them. It's going to be it's going to be great.
Yep, just put me in the power generation machine and expose me to some parts of World of Warcraft design, infinite energy.
Yeah. Oh man.